Hello people, I'm back with another recording today. Certainly there's a lot going on at the moment, isn't there, really? Talking about the wars around the world. We're talking about weather globally. We're talking about artificial intelligence, ET sightings, government cover-up, the Pentagon announcement. Certainly a lot going on out there. I'm thinking some of the questions that we need to be asking ourselves are, who are we? What's going on? We are not alone, either energetically or in space. And that is really quite important, really. We are not alone, either energetically or in space. What is the truth? The awakening process. And what is one that's always going to be around, particularly now, and one that I want to really bring people's awareness to, is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare will always be something that will be affecting people generally, whether you see yourself as chosen or whether you see yourself as whatever you see yourself. Spiritual warfare is serious. Today, I really want to make people aware or promote an understanding in terms of demonic activity that is going on all around us at this moment in time. And this demonic events, or these demonic events that are going on at the moment, are affecting not only individuals but also families. And the more people tend to ignore what is actually going on in their face, the more they are putting themselves at risk. And I must admit, and I've said this before, for people who are ignoring what's in front of their face, these are the people that are going to be really desperate as time goes on. To ignore what's going on now, no matter what your understanding is very silly. Demonic events, spiritual warfare, is very much present in our lives today. I've been talking over the last recordings that I met somebody that I viewed who needed some sort of guidance in terms of what is going on with her and family at this moment in time. And I'll be honest with you, I am not sure, although this person is aware that something is wrong, is aware that whatever is going on cannot be seen, is aware that whatever is going on now is affecting her family. And I'm talking her immediate family. This is her daughter and her niece. For me, for this person to recognise that there is something seriously going on and not do anything about it, there's nothing that anybody can actually do to protect her from what actually is going on. And the only thing is, to be quite honest with you, is what is going on with her is only going to get worse as time goes on. I've spent some time with this person, this person has told me a lot about their circumstances. She tells me that her grandparents lived in poverty, and for me, in terms of black people, Jamaican people, we do not really know a lot. Well, I can speak for myself, actually. I'll take that back. For me, in terms of my parents of Jamaican descent, I don't really know a lot about what was going on in their lives as a child. I'm not really sure about my grandparents or the generation before that. My parents didn't really speak about their parents a lot, really. Or even though me and my brothers asked questions about relatives of the past, the answer that really came back was very vague, very vague. So yeah, but for this person that I'm talking about, she was aware, really, there's more than what I was aware about my grandparents, although she didn't know a lot about her grandparents. But to say that her grandparents lived in poverty, there was a lot going around with them at the time, that she was really quite young and didn't really have a full understanding what was going on, but she was aware that what was going on with them was really quite problematic. Now, in terms of her mother, she reports to me that her mother was a very simple woman. She would get involved in relationships, and as time went on, she would regret, and most of the relationships that she involved herself in were really quite abusive. So her mother partner was also not only aggressive, abusive. He was apparently a user, and he didn't really hide what he did. He just did it. He just did it, and was able to get away with it. Her mother, as she was growing up, along with her stepfather, also lived in poverty. Stepfather tried to sexually abuse the person that I'm talking about, and she informed her mother, and the relationship between her and her mother got worse, and she didn't really protect her daughter. She left home at the age of 14 to fend for herself. She returned home again, having had a very difficult time over a period of 6 years, returned back home to give birth to her own daughter. Again, parents, mother, stepfather was living in poverty. The person I'm talking about now has her own apartment, along with a daughter and a niece. Again, the Jamaican term here is living from hand to mouth, which means that she is poverty stricken. And there's times where even now the person I'm talking about goes without food. The longest it's been is over a week. She tells me that having left home at the age of 14 and experienced quite a difficult time, she became involved with alcohol, drinking rum. As far as I'm aware, really, that is about escapism, trying to put to the back of your mind the experiences that you are having. That's my interpretation of why somebody would drink, having experienced quite a traumatic time. Her daughter seems to be following this in the same footsteps in terms of alcohol, and also spiritual warfare. Her daughter experienced in terms of spiritual warfare, I am told, is really quite sexual, really quite explicit dreams in terms of sexual activities, that is quite normal for demonic entities who enter your dreams, and that's a way of accessing an individual's energy, whether awake or asleep. In terms of spiritual warfare, it can happen at any time, which in cases can make an individual really quite vulnerable. I'm going to make a statement here, because I think it's needed, is that I am divinely guided. I have a connection to Source, Universe, God. And I honestly believe what I'm going to say to you now is that if it wasn't for the universe, I would not be here. It is the universe who is educating me at this time. It is the universe who is keeping me safe. And my experiences now, in terms of the awakening process, spiritual warfare, and all my experiences now, the universe has me on a journey of experience. And the expectation for me, in terms of my purpose, is to recall my experiences in order to help people if they are prepared to listen to what I'm actually saying. The awakening process, spiritual warfare, demon activity is real, very much real. And it just adds to all the upset that is going on globally at this moment in time. Everything has a relationship, really, and I firmly believe what is actually going on around the world at this time relates also to the awakening process and the earth is waking up. And we must pay heed to this. We must listen to what the earth is saying. That's if you are making yourself available for that. However, going back to the experiences of the person I'm talking about, her daughter and her niece, taken into consideration, and you need to bear this in mind, taken into consideration generational curses is which I've also spoken about. Generational curses go back years, and it can affect an individual and families for years. And the sad thing about this is that the majority of people that are experiencing spiritual warfare don't even know that they're actually experiencing spiritual warfare. They think it's just life in general. Spiritual warfare, generational curses, all relate. The person I'm talking to tells me about how dysfunctional her parents, her mother and her stepfather was. there was a lot of manipulation in terms of life direction and the socialization process within that family structure. And when I talk about socialization, what I'm meaning is about how children are taught within the home, and how they are taught to react within the community they reside. I was told that stepfather was inappropriate sexualized behaviour towards the person I'm talking about. Consequently, she left home at the age of 12. I know I've already said this, but we need to consider, if you're not really believe in the awakening process and what actually is going on now, then really, and I'm not really telling you what to do, you really need to also consider what is gone on in your own life. And in terms of spiritual warfare, there's also generational curses that is around, and I think that's right for most people. The person I'm talking about went on to tell me that she had met an individual at a time when she was really quite low in her life, and she was aware that she had some sort of spiritual content that she had been subjected to. But the person that she met was going to take the person I'm talking about to a witch, so the person I'm talking about could actually sell her soul. Now, the timeline within this now is 7 years. While she was with this person, I'm not sure if they were actually in a relationship or they just were friends, but while she was with this person, the person I'm talking about tells me that the witch really didn't show her anything. But I find that really quite hard to believe, to be quite honest with you, because the witch actually told my person that she had actually sold her soul, and there were certain tasks that the witch needs to do in order to preserve herself within the coven that she actually belonged to. Now, the person I'm talking about tells me that for the period of 7 years, the pair, her and this witch, did not part company. The person I'm talking about tells me that she felt obligated to be with this person all the time, which tells me that there was possibly a spell put on my person. We're talking about a 7-year timeline, and they've only recently parted company. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that witchcraft is being fully practiced today. Fully practiced. I have come across numerous people that have some association to the awakening process and also witchcraft. Witchcraft is alive and kicking. And again, to ignore this is putting yourself at extreme risk. But not only you, but the people who you are close to. the people who you are close to. And whether you believe me or believe me not, these demonic entities can jump from person to person. Absolutely jump from person to person. There is a lot of information going around at this moment in time. In terms of the awakening process, in terms of spiritual warfare, in terms of witchcraft, warlocks, witches, and spirits of low density, there's a lot of information going around. And in fact, there's that much information that is going around at the moment. It can have your head in a bit of a spin. But there's one thing for sure. In terms of my experience, this is real. This is very much real, and we need to start waking up. You need to start waking up to this. I am so I was going to say lucky, actually. I am fortunate that I have a connection to the universe. And what actually is going on at the moment, it is something that is happening to me. I have not volunteered for this. Another truthful statement here is also, if you would ask me, would I have preferred to stay in the dark as opposed to coming out into the light? I would say that I would prefer to come out in the light, because there are thousands of people, millions of people out there that need some intervention. But what I can say also is that I don't like this experience. And I'm sticking with it because I know that I have to conclude what my purpose is, what my mission is, and I am deadly serious in terms of that, which means to you people that I am deadly serious in terms of what I'm talking about, and I firmly believe what I'm talking about is really true. Is really true. I am very concerned about people who continue to keep their eyes closed to what is actually going on. And in terms of the person that I am referring to within this recording, is that I have spoken to this person. I have received downloads in terms of this person from the universe. I have given this information to this person, and it's not that she's saying to me either that this is not true. This is not true. What she is saying to me, that the information that was channeled from the universe to give to her is all true. I repeat this, it is all true. At first, when I received this channel, knowing that I had to present this information to her, I was really quite nervous because of the content of the download. And to be quite honest with you, when she said to me that the download, all the information in the download was true, gave me more confidence in order to move forward. I am no longer second guessing myself in terms of my intuition, in terms of my download, in terms of what my body is telling me, in terms of the awakening process and what my body is experiencing at that time. Although, what is experiencing at that time, I have every confidence now that I can actually go forward in whatever way that I can in order to get this message out to people regarding the awakening process and what is actually going on at this moment in time. This is really quite concerning. The person I'm talking about tells me that on occasions she finds herself in a sort of a trance where she is made to get on her knees and to cross her arms. She tells me that when she has tried to get up from this position, she is unable to. I asked her during her experience, is she scared? She said no. My experience from the universe is that I receive downloads and I'm free from fear. My intuition tells me, in terms of this person I'm talking about, is that she is made to get on her knees. She is made to cross her arms like this. And she's not able to get up, and she's not scared. But she can't tell me why she's on her knees. She says that when she is on her knees, she has cried, and to be quite honest with you, I've witnessed this. I've witnessed this. But she tells me she's not scared. But for me, my intuition tells me that her experience is dangerous because what is happening to her is against her free will. And as for me, when I get downloads, I know who these downloads are coming from. But for her, she isn't able to tell me anything about, and it is a spirit that has possessed her on many occasions. Again, my intuition tells me that her and her daughter are in serious problems, as her daughter also experiences spiritual warfare and is unable to leave the house on occasion. If this is happening to the person I'm talking about, her daughter, and what's going to happen to her niece eventually, this is all about, for me, including generational curses. Now, generational curses can go back centuries, absolutely centuries. Generational curses, for me also, is present today. Not only is witchcraft present, but generational curses are present today. So these generational curses, sorry, I forgot my train of thought then. So these generational curses, if you think about generational curses today and how people become alcoholics, how people become involved in domestic violence, how people become involved in sexual inappropriate behaviour, how perpetrators can then interfere with children. I am of the view that the majority of the people who are involved with children's services, adult services, the mental health institutions, healthcare, and all the other institutions out there that are geared up to providing support for people of low salary bracket, are all people who are affected by generational curses, is my view. And to be quite honest with you, for me to be talking about this now in this sort of way is being encouraged by the universe and by source, which gives me again all the confidence in me to actually express this within this recording, this channel. Generational curses, witchcraft. All the things that are going on today are all linked. And as what I expressed in my last recording is that we have to start to do something about this. The government, in terms of the Pentagon announcement and all the information now in terms of ETs and all the rest of it, we all have to take this serious. This is what is actually going on at this moment in time. There is going to be an announcement soon, a more serious announcement from the Pentagon in terms of extraterrestrial. People, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Because all what is going on now is based on energetic energy. And if you don't get the term energetic energy into your mind, then you are going to be manipulated, very much manipulated. And you don't even know whether it is you talking to yourself or what is being said to you is coming from an external source. I'm trying to think of something else here that I can express to you in terms of energetic energy. I mean, because I've talked about energetic energy on this channel for quite some time now, because I still view that it is really quite important that people get energetic energy into their minds and start to monitor what is actually coming into their thoughts. But energetic energy, I want to say energetic energy, and I'm trying to establish to say something else beyond what I've already said. Here's one. The reason why I know, and I'll say this again, the reason why I know that the person I'm talking about has a spirit of deception, a spirit of low density, is that, and this is energy, this is somebody's energy, is that I can feel it. And I know when this person I'm talking about is either thinking about me or trying to do something to me, is because I can feel this person's energy in my aura. And it's not just this person that is in my aura. This person is in my aura for a good hour, 2 hours sometimes. And I can't actually pick up what she's actually trying to do, but I can assure you that this person, in terms of their spirit, is up to no good. So just to sort of put this on top of what I've already said, is that the person I'm talking about tells me that she has no idea when she's on her hands and knees with her arms crossed. She has no idea what is actually going on at this moment in time. I am of the view is that this entity has controlled the person I'm talking about to try and mimic her energy in some shape or form, really. And I think this is how we have to be careful in terms of energetic energy, in terms of witchcraft, because warlocks are able to mimic, and I'm not just saying warlocks, but witches are also able to mimic an individual's energy. We, as a human race, currently are in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. We are based on individualness. We are based on individual collection in terms of wealth. Generally, we do not, and I'll say care about the next person, because we don't. And in talking about energetically, in terms of energy, people are so different from what you see in the material world, are so different. Energetically, people can be really quite evil. And there's a large percentage of people who can conduct themselves energetically are not nice people. Are not nice people. If these people were nice, we would all know about energetic energy. And the only reason why these people can get away with what they do energetically is that there isn't the research at this moment in time to say that you have been attacked spiritually, or whether you are being attacked energetically from an individual. Both can be classed as spiritual warfare, because people who are not aware do not know. So a person can be attacked by their best friend, for example. Her best friend then can come and knock on the door, and the person who's been affected by spiritual warfare has no idea, because they haven't associated this person perhaps been in their aura for an extended period of time. It's not that you know, in the material world, we think of a friend and we think of that person, and it's in and out of your mind. Energetically, when you pick up somebody's energy, that person's energy is in your mind for quite some time. And it's because, as a whole, the education is not there in terms of energetic energy. In terms of spiritual warfare, people don't care. So these people who practice spiritual warfare or accessing people's energy are so blasé, is because they know they can get away with it. They know they can get away with it. I am chosen by the universe. I want to make that clear again, really, because people need to be aware of what my status is in terms of my channel and who I am going forward. I am going to be of service to the people who are stuck in the dark and wanting to come out in the light. There are other things that are involved within this that will be brought out as time goes on. But to say, please, be careful. Be careful out there in the streets, because it is becoming a war zone. It is absolutely becoming a war zone. That's all I'm going to say today. That's all I'm going to say. But please, I know that people are going to be really quite suspect in terms of the awakening process, just as much as they will be in terms of generational curses, because it's outside the box and people don't generally think about witchcraft and spiritual warfare, and certainly they don't talk about generational curses. But I can assure you people, it's all out there. It's intermingled with us now, and we can't escape it. It's been with us for thousands of years. It's just that the people who have been lining their pockets have kept this to themselves. But now, because we're in the times, I think it's Aquarius, where karma is something that is out there for people who are devious, compared to those people who are true and conduct their lives in terms of their self-core, in terms of being true to themselves, their authenticity. Yeah. Please be safe. If you are aware of anybody that is having difficulties at this time, please share this recording, because it's going to be useful as time goes on, really, for anybody who actually wants 144 just gone past on the counter, who wants to be of service, like myself, to express information that is actually going on at this moment in time that is difficult to come across normally. But please, do your own research. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. You have to do your own research. You have to collate your own evidence in terms of your own experience. It is your own collation in terms of your experience that is going to uphold your belief in terms of what you're experiencing at this time. Thank you, and take care.